Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Nuggets News. In this week's technical analysis, we're just going to cover the big three as well as Neo and Amici that have been in the news headlines a lot lately. I also want to put out a video on 5 other coins of your choosing, so Crypto Australia members, keep an eye out for that poll. I'm also cutting back my other commitments to make crypto my full-time focus, so thanks to everyone that's subscribed, liked these videos, shared them around, and in particular to those that have joined my um, paid members crypto school. So getting into this week's technical analysis. Last week we were trading at around 45.30 at time of the recording, and we had just had a bounce off this fib level after the bad China news had come out. So we were looking at this fib level to retest it. We were sort of mindful of weakness, and we did mention that this bracket finishes on the 8th of September. It did end up bottoming to the day, and it's just again amazing how these cycles continually play out to predict market bottoms, important bottoms, and again when we can get strong pushes higher each time, I guess. So if you played those fib bounces, okay, from that 4,300 level, we got up to 4,700, so a $500 move if you played that fib bounce. So well done, and again those that are aware of that coming weakness as that cycle bracket finished off. And we're now at a really, really important level. So we're just going to be aware of this downtrend line. Cycle bracket theory says that if we break down below where this cycle starts, we should expect weakness to continue for the length of this bracket. I'll just zoom into a 4-hour chart now, but each time recently we haven't quite broken that low. We've come to within $1 or $2 there, but I'd really like to see that hold. And if not, I think we get a quick move down to the psychological 4,000 level very quickly. And if that breaks, I'm obviously looking down at the next fib level for support, and I don't think we'd get down to this next major support level here unless we had more really bad news come out of China. To be honest, I'd like to see some information come out to clear it up. I think there's still a lot of misinformation and bad translations, misunderstanding out there. I think I'd like to see someone clear the air and the Chinese officials, and we get a strong rally with this bracket pushing up. If we can get some bad news, I think we quickly break that downtrend line. So that's what I'll be looking at for Bitcoin. Ethereum, we're trading around 333 last week at time of recording. We had a strong bounce off that fib level. Again, same as Bitcoin, we were only looking for another day of weakness. We said these cycle brackets bottomed the next day after last week's recording, and sure enough, we got another spike down that bottom, and from 290 all the way up to 345 there. So a $55 move in these cycle brackets again continue to surprise me at how accurately they're forecasting, even if it's just a bounce. And same as Bitcoin, we're now looking at this important downtrend line. I might just zoom into that 4-hour chart again. Similar to Bitcoin, we're looking for that cycle bracket to hold this low, not form and close at a new low, which would suggest that we get weakness for the remaining time period of this bracket. So this 295, 290, 285 sort of level, we've spent a lot of time, and it's provided a lot of support and a lot of volume traded around this level. So this is such an important level, and if we break below that, I think we quickly go down to 263. I don't think that we move any lower than that, at least in the coming week. I'll be watching this closely, but it would take some really bad news. And if anything, I think Ethereum's had good news in general over the past few weeks. So I'm looking to break this downtrend line over the coming days as we get these two brackets providing some push to the upside. Litecoin, I said we'd run very hard, very fast. I guess the message was we needed to take a breather. Now, we got that. We got the breather. We had a strong bounce there with the other coins. And then again, this just needing to take a breather back down to this level, the last level where we had a bit of support here, a bit of volume traded. And again, this fib level coinciding here, $62. Maybe we get down there over the next day or two. This downtrend line intact here. I think we get a bounce off this level. I think we break this trend line. Maybe we muck around sideways before we get the next push up on the 14th or 15th of September. But again, Litecoin's just been such a stable play over a long period of time. People still turning to it for safety and stability in many regards. So now Neo was the next one. Obviously, the focus of the bad news coming out of China, and I said, in my opinion, Neo is far from dead. Now, obviously, this was bad news, but I thought Neo was so much more than just an ICO platform. It's still got a lot to like about it for the longer term once we get this short term bad news digested. So I said I think we had a couple of days to play around before this cycle bracket. We had that pierce low. We didn't retest that low, which was good. Okay, we did have that play around for a couple of days until the cycle bracket ended. Exactly to the day. Again, crazy how these things are forecasting so accurately lately. And then the first day of this cycle bracket pushing up, we get a big moves, especially in terms of percentage. Okay, almost from 0045 there up to 0075. Okay, guys, that's 50% moves in a day. That was on the Bitfinex news, obviously listing Neo for trading, but it is crazy over the years of doing cycle bracket theory how often fundamentals and news tends to line up with these cycle brackets. So that's one of the reasons I like using these as a guide, as well as my fib levels and a bit of Elliott wave. So obviously that was the good announcement. The market needed to take a breather. Sort of other news coming out of China, still a lot of confusion. We're into that downtrend line. We're looking at there. This uptrend line is sort of starting to form. Let's see if we can break this pennant to the upside. If we get that news out of China, I'm looking forward to clear the air. If not, maybe we trade sideways with this fib level around 0.005 as support. Looking out to this next bracket on that 18th of September. So a lot to look at, and a lot of people are going to be analysing any news that comes out of China very closely and relating that to Neo. Finally, Amisi Go, I've put in some time cycles for the first time here. These give me a guide, as you guys know, when we get a bit of a push up and the flows of money coming into the space, when it needs to take a breather, and to get an idea of when we might be getting the next push up. So I've aligned these during the week. We have got that bottom there, a really important bottom, and the next push up there for Amisi Go. We've made a new high this week. They came out, and I think we're going to see more individual coins come out and say, hey, this news does not affect us directly. So we get that, and we get coins moving independently of the China factor, and Amisi Go was able to get that push up, a strong move higher, and form a new all-time high there. Again, now it's taking a breather. We've kissed this high fib level a number of times, and you guys know technically when we consolidate at the highest fib level after these long moves, it's so bullish for the next move higher, and we've adjusted this fib retracement each time it's consolidated after making this high, consolidated at a higher level, and then had another stair-step higher, very similar to what we've seen Litecoin do over the past 6 months or so. So look, maybe we play around sideways here for the next few days until this cycle bracket pushes up on the 14th or 15th. Whether or not these cycle brackets hold true, you tend to have to adjust them more for young markets. The longer markets, the more information we have, the better we can align them. But that's what I'll be looking for, a bit of a strong push off this fib level, if maybe we have to wait until the 14th or 15th. But Amisi Go doing plenty of good things, so no reason the price shouldn't remain supported. As always, guys, thanks for tuning in. Please hit the like button, share these videos around, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you again soon. Cheers.